Today we're going to start a series of stories for the children of all different ages. And our storyteller from Santa Ana is Sister Naomi Ely, and she has a story prepared for all the children today. So get settled and pay all your attention to get to the story all the way, listen to the story all the way to the end. This is Sister Naomi.
It's so neat to be able to send you our love and to tell you, all you dear children, a story. Today's is a very special one. It's on the lost and found. The Bible has a lost and found department, and we are going to give you the secret of the found department. I tell you, it's so sad to lose something, and not to find it would be sadder yet. So we have this story, and I know you'll remember and like it. This is our boy who lived by the water with his father and his mother, and it wasn't cars and skateboards that he liked. It was boats. He was always out on the pier and talking to the seagulls and looking across at the boats that would come in. Every once in a while there'd be one with a red sail, and he loved that, and he would tell his father about the day. And one day his father said to him, "What would you like, son?" He said, "I would like a boat more than anything." And the father said, "Well, you could make one. We can do it together. Would you like that?" Oh yes, he wanted that. That was what he wanted. So mostly himself, not his father, made a boat. He got help from his mother on the red sail. He wanted that to be part of the boat, and he worked and enjoyed every minute of it. This was his boat, and he couldn't wait till he could take it down to the water. When he finished, of course he took it down. Had to have the keels just right, and it had to be balanced. And when he put it in the water, it was perfect. Everything about that boat was right. He had a long cord that he could tie it onto the pier, and he sailed it out, and it rode on the ripples so beautifully that it wasn't long before he got in the water with it. He was swimming and enjoying it, talking to it, and it was such a pleasure when he heard a clang, bang, bang on the shore. What was that? And he found out what it was. It was the fire department. There was a huge fire, and all the kids, all the boys were running in that direction. So he tied the boat to the pier and went to see what he could find out. And they were all there watching the flames go up and the smoke, and the firemen put it out, but it took quite a while. So as soon as it was over, he went back to get his boat, went back into the water. And you know what? No boat, no boat. He walked up the shores, down. He was heartbroken. His boat was gone. That was his very best special treasure. Oh, what a sad night. What a sad thing he told his father and mother. He was really sad and nothing seemed right. This went on for a few days, and then he was in town walking along, and he saw in a store window, he saw something. It was his boat. Oh, he stood there and looked at it. Then he went inside and he told the man, the salesman, he said, that is my boat. That's my boat. I made that boat. The salesman listened to him and then said to him, there's just one thing wrong, son. That is not your boat. That is a boat that's for sale. If you want that boat, you have to buy it too, like anyone else. That is my boat. Oh, what a sad thing. The boy said, I'm going to go home and get my father. He'll tell you. He helped me make it. And the salesman just shook his head. No, you just bring the money when you come. $7.50 is what it will cost. Now, they were poor people. He went home and he started to work, and his father said he'd help him all he could to make the money. His mother, too. They were willing for him to buy it, but they were poor people. After he saved the money, he went to the bank and got it in silver, because just wanted to be sure the man would give it to him. And he got $7 silver and a 50-cent piece. And here he's counting it out. He went back to the salesman, and he's very particular that the salesman sees that $7.50 for that boat. And he got it. He took that boat and he came out, and he was so pleased. Oh, those are not tears of sorrow, they're tears of joy. When you find something that you've wanted, that you've made it and lost it, here it's found. Oh, that was just lovely. He took that boat home. That was his boat. Now that is the first part of our story, and I'll tell you the secret. Way up above the stars is our God. Like the eagle, he's looking out over all the earth. Do you see the eyes of the eagle? They see everything. They look out, and there's never been a way to explain how those eyes can see what they do. He looks out and he sees something way down in the valley that he wants. And he swoops down, gets it, brings it back up into the high rocks where his nest is for the little eaglets. Now God is way up there, and God is over all. There's nothing hidden from our God. He's looking out over the earth, and you know what he's looking for? Do you know what his treasure is? What his love is? God is looking, and he has a treasure. We read that his delight is with the sons of men. You know, he made a beautiful garden. That was lovely. There was nothing wrong with that. But that wasn't his delight. No. What is God's delight? Is it the king of the animals? We know that he made the animals. And this lion is a beautiful animal, strong, very kingly. My, the other animals back up for him. Do you think that that is God's delight? No, that's not God's delight. How about the angels? You know, they're a kingdom. There are thousands and thousands of angels just waiting to do what God bids them to do. They want to serve him. And there are legions of angels. They're all organized, and that could very well be the pride of God. But no, that is not. That is not his pride. He says, you know, if you love something now, you'll call it your pet name, and you'll get an idea now what God really loves and wants. He loves to call you his sheep, his lambs. This is what God picked. See that this is like his name for us, the lamb, the sheep. This is what he wants. But he doesn't, it isn't just all the sheep in the world, all the lambs, all of you. No. It has to be the one that he's looking for and comes down and saves and brings to himself. That's the one that can be found. You know, all of us, like sheep, have gone astray. Every one of us is doing our own will, and that makes us far from God. That makes it that God is waiting. He's waiting for one little lamb to realize that he needs God. And for some reason, they don't always know. Lambs are a little bit dumb. They don't always know that they're lost. I'm sure that the little lamb here in this picture, he was lost, but he didn't realize what was going to happen. He was away from the other lambs, away from the sheep, and he fell he fell down into the darkness, and he was being torn by the thorns. And you know, the shepherd was looking for him. The lamb was crying, and you know, I know what the lamb wanted. He wanted that shepherd. He wanted his shepherd. He wanted to be with the other sheep, but he wasn't. He was in danger, and the shepherd knew that all around were wild animals, and when night would come, they would just tear him to pieces. So he came down at the right time, and he got the little lamb, and he put it on his shoulder, and he carried it all the way up, and all the way back. He was talking to it, and he was saying, I'll take you back. I'll take you. And he was saying, you know where I'm going to take you? I love you so much. I went through so much to get you. I went over the mountain, I went down the hill, and now that I have you, I'm not going to take you back to the other sheep. I'm going to keep you. I'm going to take you to my own home. That's what I'll do. And he did. He took that little lamb to his own home. And that was their pet, their dear lamb. Now, you know, the Lord is our shepherd, and he wants every one of us to be his lamb. But in order to really have the Lord as the shepherd that has saved you, you have to realize that you're lost, that you're in the darkness, and you have to cry to him. Do you know, if you cry to the Lord, he has already come so close to you that he's ready. He's ready to take you in his arms and to take you to his own home. Now, in his own home, you'll find a family, just like yourself, a family of lambs and sheep. You had your own family, but this is special. This is God's family. Do you know what God's family is? Do you know what it is to us who didn't have that family for so long? God's family is the church, the people who have been brought back by the shepherd, and that's where you'll be safe. That's where the Lord has put you, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be watching this story if you weren't in the church. So you have to love the church and be very loving to the shepherd, who loves you more than anything else, because he bought you back. You were lost, then you got found, and it would be very sad to be lost and not found.